Hello everybody! It's time for CTC again. Let's quickly run you through the facts for CTC Community Team Cup in 2025. Organized team versus team racing, 12 teams in total from 10 communities, 2 groups with 6 teams each, 10 match days in total for the regular season, and it's the final match day for the regular season. We're in November. Every team has one home and one away match against the other team in their group. The 2 group winners then will advance to the grand final in December, just before Christmas that is. It is 1 race per match day, roughly 45 minutes in length, translated into a fixed amount of laps. The home team, they can decide the match day settings, that is the car, the track to be used, as well as the weather settings, multipliers for fuel, tires, and also the refueling speed. And on top, they can choose the available and mandatory tire compounds for said race. It is a common car and track pool for all teams for the season, so once you pick a car and a track, that is gone for the season. So we are at match day 6, as mentioned. We had 1 race earlier this week on Tuesday, Races Island versus ART. Today it is CLR versus MRL. The TCR versus Gen X match will be postponed probably to next Saturday. Tomorrow we have ZFS versus DTR and AHR versus P1R, and next Sunday it will be P1RX versus BFS. Have a look at the standings after 9 match days. Today we have a Gr.A match, CLR in P2, MRL in P3. So a really high class match in this season. Have a look at today's settings for the race. And just announcing that we go to qualifying settings. You see the Peugeot RZZ Group 3 at Trial Mountain in reverse. And that is, it will be 22 laps. Fuel sits at ×3, tires at ×2. And let's quickly double check this. Yeah, so my settings are correct. It will be preset sunny weather conditions in the afternoon. All racing tire compounds are available. None of the tires will be mandatory for this one. Matchup comparison between the 2 teams. CLR with 8 wins, 1 loss in the season. MRL with 6 wins and 3 losses. So MRL, they lost to CLR and P1RX throughout the season, beat the other teams. And CLR, they lost to P1RX. That one should be still an interesting game. So let's have a look, as well as today at today's lineups for both teams. So well-known names now for CTC for both of the teams, CLR and MRL. You can read the names. You probably know the drivers by now already. I'd say CLR again with a very balanced and strong team today. Quite a challenge for MRL, definitely. But yeah, you never know how the cookie crumbles, or what's that saying? You still have to do the race and the qualifying. That is. Alright, so then drivers are currently warming up for the qualifying session that's about to begin in a couple of minutes. It will be 10 minutes, as always, with both teams being out on track at the same time, but there should be like a 30-second gap between the 2 teams when they leave pit lane. Qualifying itself it will be flat out, no tire wear, no fuel consumption, just, yeah, floor it, pedal to the metal, and see. So we are, I don't know, looking at 150-ish lap times, I think, for the qualifying, maybe sub 150, who knows, to get a really good lap. So the reverse layout at Trial Mountain, I think especially the final sector coming out of the tunnel to the S's uphill, yeah, should carry the speed, but avoid like cutting track limits, and also avoid that wall sticking out at the final turn before the pit lane. Yeah, pit lane, it's probably a quite long one. So yeah, 22 laps for the race, so we'll can talk about the strategies later, of course, for this one, or racing compounds available. We'll see what the idea for the teams will look like. So yeah, that's like all of the intro stuff now. So I go with 2 minutes, and then we'll start the qualifying session. I'm also hosting the lobby, so bear with me if I'm like multitasking again, doing a couple of things, like starting races, pressing some buttons, and texting into the chat, but it's all fine. You should be good, hopefully, for that one. So last time, a little bit of breather for me, and then it will be probably again an interesting one, qualifying and race. Not much time to breathe till we go. All right, so let's put in the message that we will be starting soon that qualifying session. Just remind the drivers how it works. And with that being said, let's press start and wish them good luck. So into the spectate mode we go. Wait for the long pit exit on this track. And we have a look at the cars and the drivers. Here they come. We have finalized running Beetlejuice, River, Ruckus, Equinox, Dylan, and also Shred. Where is Shred? I'm missing Shred. Here he is in P4 currently in that CLR trade, and we have a look at MRL, Oscar, Apex Magnet, Shane, Sparks, Major, and Johnny Waffle with a bit of a gap to his teammates. And we also think we missed Irish Tony, who's on the track here as well. So the pink and green and white theme on the car for MRL. I like to call it the Miami Vice team this season, like very 80s vibe here. Good look livery. Oh, hello Shred, what are you doing? It's probably not supposed to happen on the outlap at the moment. Oh, then I think we go with Beetlejuice, and we will be starting the first flying lap of the qualifying, braking for the first chicane. Through chicane, first gear. Into the uphill section we go, just before the tree on the left hand side. Early on the power for the uphill right-hander into the left-right. Uphill, a bit tricky, that car tends to understeer. Avoid the wall on the outside, and then we go down into the big banked turn. Beetlejuice takes the narrow line, past the rock, and then on to the power again for the long back straight into the tunnel. And revving the nuts out of this Peugeot RC Z Group 3. And before the end of the tunnel, you brake for the right-hander, take a narrow line into the next chicane, left, right, and then into one of the slowest corners on the track. On the right, left-hander, uphill into the final tunnel we go. Take a wide entry, bring it down early on the power again for the run. Now get ready for those asses. I think a little lift is needed. Yep. Chuck it over to the left-hand side. Inside curb, a little lift as well. And Beetlejuice crosses the line with a 50.8. Shred 53 Equinox with that 50.4. Dylan with a 50.8. And we are missing River and finalized. Where is River? Ruckus missing in on check. We stay with Oscar nevertheless. And he goes P2 currently with a 50.8 as well. Apex, Magnet and Shane up to P5 with a 51.2. Sparks Major 51.6. So Apex in P7 finalized. Currently P8. Irish Tony with a 52.4. Then we see Shred in 10th currently. Johnny Waffle comes around for his first timed lap of disqualifying, already 5 minutes in. It will be a 52, 51.8. Right, so where is River? He's all had an invalid lap by the looks of it. Yeah, a lap time doesn't show, it is red. Oh, he's back in the train with his teammates. So there's still only 2 more laps to go. It's not over yet. We see a 1 second penalty. Equinox pushing it too much. Beetlejuice improved to 50.6. Gets up into P3. River with improvement. Highlights as well. Shred in P7 currently. We stay with Oscar through the final chicane, and looks like a good run. A 54.26. That is provisional pole by a tiny margin. So that 1 second penalty for Equinox will hurt him on this lap. Beetlejuice P3, Dylan running in P4 currently, and we have finalized in 5th position Shane for MRL. P6 close to Apex Magnet in P7. We have Shred in P8 with that 51.4 currently. Sparks Major P9. Johnny Bottle in 10th. Irish Tony P11 and River with that 54.7. But should have a good run. Slipstream. We should see some blue sector times now for the German driver. 3.4 up. That's a significant improvement. Where would that put him on the grid? Top 6 maybe? Final chicane. Looked okay. No penalty. Probably, touches the wall. 50.9, that is P5 for now. There's still a close gap between Equinox and Oscar on the front row, with just 2 minutes to go in the qualifying. Beetlejuice stays in P3, Dylan P4, we saw that P5, finalized P6. Shane with the next attempt, 51.8, didn't agree for that, 51.2. What about Apex Magnet, 51.5, stays behind his teammate. Shred's struggling a little bit currently to get the pace. I heard like he was one of the fastest drivers in the CLR practice sessions. He's a bit down on his time. Probably not going for the pole position this round. Final minute, maybe there's one more lap in. He's getting closer to his personal best. 51.4. Let's have a look. 45 seconds to go. Yeah, so Shred should be fine to do one more. Tires should be warmed up now, even without the tire wear, of course. Probably also the driver should be warmed up. Oh, let's go with Oscar. Dylan up to P3, finalized P4. Will Oscar get a pole position? When he crosses the line, he will get one more in. 50.254 currently, so definitely confirms his pace. The drivers on their final lap of the session now are going P2, 1 for MRL, then Equinox P2 for CLR. Second row would be Dylan and finalized for CLR, and third row Beetlejuice and River Ruckus currently. So 1 MRL driver, then 5 CLRs. We have Shane who finished the qualifying, Magnet who finished it as well. Shred is on that final lap now as well. Oh, he touched the wall. Is he still up? A little bit. Don't think it will be enough for pole, but maybe a position. The car understeered out of the tunnel. I'll just send it through the chicane. Stays in P9, so Equinox finished. Dylan finished. Fineglass finished. Beetlejuice 57. River finished as well, so it is Oscar who improved on that final lap once again to a 50.2. And right, so we just quickly, let me have a look, get this screen on and take a look at the qualifying results. So I'll quickly update my spreadsheet. So we have Oscar qualifying in pole position, Equinox P2, then Dylan P3, Fatherlast P4, P5 we see Beetlejuice for CLR, and P6 it's River Ruckers. P7 we have Shane alongside with Apex Magnet for MRL. And on that second page it is Shred P9 for CLR, Sparks Major in 10th position. Just quickly update the wrong driver on the spreadsheet. Sparks Major in P10, Johnny Waffle P11, and Irish Tony P11. Alright, so that's sorted for now. Let's get the message out, starting soon. And it will be 22 laps for this race, so I think I'll quickly bring up the match day infos. So 22 laps, fuel times 3, tires times 2, refueling speed 3 liters per second, preset sunny weather conditions, all tire compounds available, none of them is required for this race. Alright. So, then good luck, have a good race, and as always it will be a standing start with the false start check enabled. Good luck to everyone involved, and let's go. Match day 10, CTC 2025 Group A, CLR versus MRL, the rematch. Let's go. So, let's bring up the details. Let's see. Softs for Oscar, softs Equinox, soft. Mediums for Johnny Waffle, medium for Irish Tony. Alright, here we go. So, majority are on the racing softs. And it's lights out. And we're off for the final race in Gr.A match day 10 for those two teams heading into the first braking zone. Oscar defending inside line, but he keeps that P1. You have a bit of side-by-side racing action through the chicane in the mid-pack. Hope they get it sorted before the next braking zone. It looks like Shred with a good run from P9 up to P8 it is. Shane as well with a good one. P6. River lost a couple of positions behind Shred now. Magnet, Sparks Major, Johnny Waffle, and Irish Tony coming on to the back straight. Oscar already under pressure. Equinox with a great run and getting into the slipstream and using the run already. Coming out of the corner, defending the inside line for right-hander. Understeers a little bit. Ooh, bit of contact. Equinox all over the place. Using very defensive lines now. It needs to get the tire temperatures back under control. I think overcooked those tires a little bit. At final sector, this helps Dylan, of course. Really close behind. Equinox and Oscar through the S as we go. Safety lift needed. Another one over the inside curve. And this time it will be Equinox. Oh, Oscar bomb shaft Equinox. Didn't expect that. Doing a CTC match between two opposing teams. I think Oscar wanted to at least keep his position for now. So he's sitting right between the CLR drivers in P2. Dylan third, Beetlejuice P4, little gap to finalize. Shane, oh, and there's side-by-side racing action. River versus Shane, inside line for River. Can he get the run uphill? He's defending the inside line. Shane looking, couldn't get the cutback attempt done. Maybe now for the straight. River's gap to his teammate 1.3, so not getting much of a slipstream down that straight. There's a good point here in chat. Maybe fuel saving is also a thing. In this race we have 3 liters per second refueling speed, so pretty sure you need to save a little bit of fuel. And River and Shane added. This time the MRL driver, the snow is just in front for the braking zone, inside line. He goes, gets up into P7 again. River under pressure, inside line for Apex Magnet. Looking at it. Not able to complete the move yet, but he is close. Early upshift to sixth gear, and we get Apex perspective. Shane was defending the inside line very early, maybe also fuel saving. This early upshift to sixth gear was interesting. Once again, we have River and Shane going side by side. This time it is line astern through the end of the first sector. Again, inside. Again, all by himself, 2 seconds down the gap, so River losing a little bit of time with that fighting. But also helps, of course, teammates, and now he's getting swamped on that long straight. Teamwork for MRL. Apex is on the inside. Oh, slight contact, and now it's getting a bit of elbows out. The two medium tire runners, Johnny Waffle and Irish Tony, with a little gap, 5 seconds for now at the front of the race. It is still Oscar leading, 3/10, just that gap to Equinox. And you also see Dylan and Beetlejuice like in that slipstream train. And we have finalized and Shred maybe working together. 2.6 seconds a gap to Shane and Apex Magnet. And River, ooh, that wasn't ideal, let's put it that way. Draked probably too late. into turn 1. Let's see. Yeah, you saw a gap that wasn't there anymore. So of course he's just waiting for it, but yeah, not an ideal start to the race for River now. He's out of that slipstream range and is being pressured by Johnny Waffle on the medium, so it's head down. See what he can do. Back to the race lead, where Oscar seems to be creeping away. Let's have a look at the fuel consumption for now. Dylan saving the most currently with Beetlejuice. Equinox a tiny bit more fuel, and Oscar probably about the same level. And we can also look at the tire wear. The end of lap number 4. That's 7.5 minutes in. Soft could be doable from what I can see. So at the front, I think a very tactical race at this stage. So with MRL leading with Oscar, then we have 5 CLR drivers, P2 to P6. It is then nearly a 4-second gap to Shane in P7 for MRL, Sparks Major and Apex Magnet. River back into slipstream range and opened up that gap to Johnny Waffle. Again, not being pressured anymore and can attack Apex Magnet again. P12, we see Irish Tony, 4 seconds, the gap to his teammate Johnny Waffle. Go up the order again. See half a second between Magnet and River. P9, P10 it is. Apex Magnet's pretty much fuel saving. This one, River used up probably more fuel than he wanted to catch up with Magnet. Now maybe he's staying behind the MRL drivers, saving some fuel to bring that back into the desired range. He's revving it out. He's going aggressive. He's pushing now more compared to Magnet. 3.4. Then the gap to Sparks Major, who's keeping up with his teammate Shane in P7. They're pretty sure they're on a fuel saving strategy more than the drivers behind. Shreds doing also a good job with the fuel. Finalized. Beetlejuice dropped out of that top runners group now. 2 seconds the gap to Dylan, who is keeping up with Equinox, and Equinox still staying really close to Oscar, who is leading that race still since the start of the race, going towards the end of lap number 6. So you don't see that much of a difference between Equinox and Oscar. Fuel and tire wear pretty similar. That slipstream definitely helped the CLR driver P2 to record the fastest lap of the race so far, a 50.7. So if we expect a one stop, then probably at the end of lap 11, maybe extend to lap 12 to then have a faster second stint on a bit of a lighter car and fresh soft tires. This could be an idea. Dylan lost the slipstream now as well, so it's down to Oscar, Equinox, P1, P2, Dylan all by himself a little bit. Maybe now idea to wait for Beetlejuice and finalize to close the gap, work together as a 3 or maybe even 4 driver group. Shred also not being that far behind. Sparks Major now past his teammate Shane, who got some work to do. Again, River Rockers close the gap on Shane's front left tire. Take a little bit of a beating. Oh, and Shane into pit lane early. Well, that looks like a 2-stopper, maybe for Shane. Oh, that's interesting. So that front left tire didn't look great anymore. I think he was pretty much the only one suffering with the front left tire. All of the other soft tire runners, at least, they don't seem to have that much troubles with the front left. Will this be a run, or will this still be staying behind, saving a little bit of fuel and tires? Maybe, yeah. Gaining a little bit in the slipstream range now. A bit more coming towards the end of the tunnel, but getting off the throttle early, staying behind. We just saw that at the glimpse that it was getting close, probably not intentional. The idea with Dylan waiting for Beetle finalized and Shred, don't think that's gonna work now. It's 3 seconds. He's running by himself now, I reckon. Beetle finalized and Shred. Now they form the CLR train in P4, 5 and 6. Sparks Major P is 7. Ooh, River, he touched the wall. Didn't get any damage though, but lost a little bit of momentum. This gives Apex Magnet the opportunity again to bring his car closer. Again, a second. Apex definitely saved more fuel as River, who is pushing that car a bit more. So where's Shane? He's on the mediums now, so okay, went for soft to mediums then. So he needs to wait then for the next pit stops to happen to get into a fight on track. Now this is the opportunity for Equinox. He gets the run inside line. Can he hold it this time? Understeers very wide. again, and they're going side by side. We have the perfect camera position with the tree. Come on. It was close. For now, Equinox kept the position in the rear, stepping out. Opportunity for Dylan now, maybe to get back into the slipstream range. 1.6, we see that the gap coming down. And starting lap number 10, it will be Equinox leading the race. Oscar with a good run. Equinox defending. It was a very beautiful tree indeed, Arden, yeah. I remember that exactly same camera position a couple of years ago in the World Series, where there was like a bit of a elbows out moment between a couple of drivers, and we also couldn't see what happened. So yeah, Dylan now within the slipstream range 1.3 definitely helped him to get back into that fight for P1. And this time Oscar with the better exit and the slipstream. Will that be enough? He's not far enough in front, I think. Ooh, it is close. Inside line now for Oscar. Cutback attempt before Equinox through the chicane. No, he tucks in behind for now. We see that Dylan in P3, he closed that gap now. It will be rolled reversed once again. This time Oscar defending the inside line. Around the outside for Equinox. Can they go side by side into turn 1, the chicane? It is possible to do so. And a nice little move for Equinox getting back into the lead. Let's watch Dylan's perspective. A bit wide on the exit, touching some grass. Brings it back. We are lap 11, so could see the next pit stop soon now. Dylan is back, 6, 7 tenths. Now it's 8 tenths for a moment. We jump on board with Oscar. And look at that speed difference in the slipstream. But he's on the outside, though, hard to overtake. Once again, it is side by side again, that beautiful tree hiding all of the racing action. You know, it's a three-way fight for this one. Oh, I reckon we see the pit stop now. The soft strategy. Maybe Dylan with an overcut. You see, no. Coming in, oh, this was a late move into the pit lane for Equinox. Be careful, you don't want to cut across the white lines on the entry. It's a late one. We'll find out if Equinox turned in too late. Oh, Sparks Major going for the overcut on the soft tires, doing the extra mile. And Johnny Wapple, who started on the mediums, running. Yeah, that was to be expected now. Tony as well on his mediums. Now fuel coming in, and not much of a difference between them. And he got away with it. We don't see the 3-second penalty across. Oh, look at Dylan. He underfueled a little bit and saved some fuel, so he's in the virtual lead. A second to jump Oscar during the pit stop. Equinox down to P3 when the top 3 will pit. Beetlejuice also probably lighter on fuel. Finalized and Shred, they put in more fuel, a little gap, and to the Travers River Rockers in P10, close to Apex Magnet again, and we see Shane is in the slipstream range with his soft to medium strategy. So I think Sparks Major will be next driver to visit the pit crew. Yeah, in he goes. Tony in the mix on his medium tires versus the soft tire runners. Playing a little bit of wingman for Oscar. Equinox on the inside line, more speed, fresh, soft tires. Oh, come on, camera, don't do the 3. So after the pit stop, Dylan had a 1 second lead, and now that lead has vanished, and he also picked up a 1 second penalty as well. So that brief moment of yay, the strategy worked, went into oh no. No, it's probably back to P3 if we discard Johnny Waffle, who is on a different strategy. So yeah, Dylan has to serve the penalty now onto the back straight, so it will be slow as hell. Oh, there was a missed opportunity, I think, for a bump draft, but maybe Beetlejuice can pick up a little bit of a slipstream. Yes, more grip. And yeah, Dylan with the use of the fresher soft tires, and also Beetlejuice getting his way past Irish Tony, who is also on that alternative strategies with the medium to soft. Charlie still staying out, and it's back to Equinox versus Oscar. The gap to Beetlejuice 2 seconds, so it's probably down to those 2 drivers now to fight for the win. For now, up position, down the position. So nice side by side racing between the 2. And again, bringing Dylan back into the mix. What to do for Oscar? Oh, now he's giving Equinox a bump draft, trying to get away from Dylan behind again. So don't let the others join. go work together with the enemy and then make it a 1 versus 1. Oh, very wide on the exit. We saw the trails on the grass. We should be okay. High speed through that chicane and with the run this time for Oscar. I think he should have this position. Equinox still there, still there. Tony is in. And wide line for Oscar, late on the brakes. Will he get that stop for the run out of the first chicane? He does, but Equinox with the better run. Again, we're going side by side through the uphill right. And Oscar still there on the inside. Equinox has to back out a little bit. 1.3 for Dylan. Now Beetlejuice as well, just half a second behind, so they are gaining as well. Finalized P6 Shred, P7. River in P8, the gap to Apex Magnet 1.2, so he's creeping away slowly. Shane on his mediums, and P10's box on the softs, and Tony as well now on the softs, so we are still missing Johnny Waffle and for a pit stop, and those two are like swapping positions every other corner. And as Alden said, chat, great stuff, great to watch the racing so far. Yeah, that fighting was fun. As always, it is not the quickest way around the track. So Johnny Waffle still staying out. This time Equinox should keep his position. Dylan and Beetlejuice, they are closing the gap. Ooh, by the end of the straight, it got spicy again. Two-tenth just, and two black and blue cars in the mirror now for Oscar to watch. So one in front, two behind. Can the CLR work together as a team and get past Oscar? They're having like a bit of an advantage, of course, with three cars in the top four. It's hard to defend on the long straight for Equinox. Going deep again, leaving the inside line open for Oscar again. It is side by side, giving each other room. Oop, I heard a little bit of wall contact. And here we go, Dylan back in the mix now for the lead, and Beetlejuice as well. So after 30 minutes of racing, the top four within 5-6 tenths. Let's see, it's 8 tenths for now. Dylan now with the run. Oscar showing his nose. Don't make it 3 wide into turn number 1. No, it's still like a side-by-side racing situation. Oscar with the move. And Dylan went a bit too wide. So Beetlejuice gets past. Well, we have the situation at MRL with Oscar leading the race, and then CLR with Equinox, Beetlejuice and Dylan also finalized with a quiet race, but close that gap, gets maybe also a look at a possible race victory. Now just 1.1 the gap. Shred in P6. 3 seconds the gap. River in P7. He can't get rid of Apex Magnet. Oh, they're still very close. Sparks Major in P9. Shane in 10th. Johnny Waffle P11. Irish Tony P12. Back to the front. We just missed the end of the next overtake between Equinox and Oscar this time. The CLR driver gets back into the lead. Oscar P2. Beetlejuice P3. Dylan P4 finalized. He's in. He's in. Just 2 seconds the gap now. So 5 cars within 2 seconds. And we have side-by-side racing action for a brief moment at least. Oscar tucks in behind. Probably will use the slipstream and the start-finish straight to go for the next move. And look at the run. Brakes late. Gets back into the lead. Five laps to go in this one. It's definitely, the heat is on. A little bit of a love tap. But they keep positions and again, touchy. It is close. The slipstream should help, and also the cars behind, Beetlejuice, Dylan and finalized. Now they might get a mighty run by the end of the tunnel, the back straight. So Oscar keeps the lead. And we are down to 1.5 separating P1 and P5 at the moment. A Shred dropped out of that fight with 5 seconds. But I think we can't complain with 5 cars being that close together for the remainder of this race. 4 to go when they cross the line. We still have MRL with Oscar leading. Then the 6 CLR drivers next up with 4 of them right up Oscar's trumpet. So ideally, Beetlejuice would be able to bump draft Equinox on that back straight past Oscar, and maybe also get himself into the spot for P2. He's too far behind for now, so the bump draft idea doesn't really work. Also Dylan too far behind. Oscar had a great run for the back straight. 6/10 for now. And yeah, putting some distance between him and Equinox now. 7/10, so he's having a good run. Will it be good enough for the fastest lap as well? That is currently a 1 minute 50.5 for finalized. Ooh, that looked a bit sketchy. And here we go, 1 second penalty. Cut too much. Oscar with a 50.8. A really good one. Now Equinox with that 1 second penalty, so Beetlejuice, Dylan and Firelight need to get closer. This is the golden opportunity for Oscar to break free, get out of the slipstream range. It's 8/10 for now, with half a second to Beetle and another half a second to Dylan. It's 1.2. This would be still a massive one. Equinox, he will drop down to P5 after serving the penalty now. He's bringing that gap down though, keeping like the gap as close as possible, giving his teammates a little bit of a slip as well. And now he's serving that penalty, so Beetle choose up to P2, down to a second. So that was, I think, good news for CLR. Oscar couldn't break free, not getting out of the slipstream range. It's 8/10 for now. Beetlejuice P2, finalized P3, Dylan P4, Equinox still at the back. 1 second, 1.2. A quick run down the order, but I don't think we have missed anything major. It's still, this is also an interesting fight. River versus Magnet. P7, P8. Really close between the two of them after that incident into the first turn. They get back at it, racing against each other. And we have a development. Oscar with 1.4, 1.6. He had a massive second half of the lap and a good start to the penultimate lap of this race, now finalized. Getting up to P2, but it's 1.7 to Oscar. This might be the gap that Oscar needs to keep the lead. 2 seconds now. CLR drivers are more fighting each other and bringing that gap down. It's 2 seconds and a massive news. 2.2 for Oscar. He's flying with that CLR train. I don't think they can really help each other now. Damn it, Shelty. Yeah, I knew I missed something. Definitely a missed opportunity. So the gap for Oscar 2 seconds. Finalized Beetle, Dylan 2, 3, 4, Equinox 1.5. Still gap shred gained a little bit over those last couple of laps, but won't be getting that close probably. And River and Magnet. Will he get the run this time? For the penultimate time. Gr.A for the S's. Avoid the penalty, avoid the wall. And this could be the run for Magnet. It's 2/10. He's getting to the inside line very early, getting out the slipstream. So interesting, to say at least. And Oscar 2.7, so he's gone now. Will it be now a close-off between the CLR drivers? Final race after regular season, so fight for bragging rights. Is it on or not? It looks like finalized was giving slipstream to Dylan. Dylan now up to P2. And for the final time we can have a look at the beautiful tree And then it is Oscar into the final sector. He goes 2.7 seconds his lead. So just one more time through the S's. No drama, no looks, and he will be winning for MRL match day number 10. Great race. Dylan P2 finalized P3. No, it is P4. He had the penalty. Bill 2 is P3. Finalized before Equinox P5. Shred P6. River versus Magnet. River keeps that P7. Couldn't get rid of Magnet. Keeps that P7 for now. Magnet P8. Sparks Major will cross the line in P9. Shane comes around and crosses the line in P10. And we are still waiting for Irish Tony and Johnny Waffle. Johnny Waffle trying maybe to get the fastest lap. He's on very fresh soft tires and a light car. Let's see. Here comes Tony. Crosses the line in P11. And what about Johnny? Oh, a penalty. Didn't work out. So that is the race in the books. Let's quickly do that. And have a look at the race results. And I so do my update. Oscar with the victory for MRL, and we have Dylan P2 for CLR. P3 we have Beetlejuice. P4 it is finalized, who also got the fastest lap of the race. Then P5 we have Equinox, who had a great battle with Oscar throughout this race. P6 it is Shred. 7th we have River Rockers, just in front of Apex Magnet for MRL. P9 Sparks Major. Shane in 10th. Irish Tony 11th. And Johnny Waffle P12. Alright, so we bring up the provisional scores. So you see that you don't see the points. Interesting. So what happened here? My thingy just probably doesn't really work. I need to update this. Wait a minute. Something is off. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to fix it now, so I can tell you the provisional score is 73 to 43. So I'll fix that later to get it onto the screen then for you. Hopefully, so yeah. So, that's it for match day 10, CLR versus MRL then. Let's have a look at the remaining schedule for match day number 10. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. So yeah, as mentioned, the TCR versus Genex match got postponed to next Saturday. So tomorrow, ZFS versus DTR will be covered. I think on Shikuka's YouTube channel. So watch out for the announcements on the Discord. AHR versus P1R. It's probably here on the CLR YouTube channel, or maybe on one of the AHR drivers. It's still sorting that out, and then next Sunday it will be the final race of the regular season, P1X versus PFS in Gr.A. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time for some CTC racing action here on this channel. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend and see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.